Guys, we have a ton, and I mean a ton, of iPhone 13 leaks to delve into. We have information about huge camera upgrades coming to the model, such as portrait mode video, astrophotography mode, and a better ultra-wide. And on top of that, we have information about an always-on display, something I've been wanting forever now, and also a better matte back, and stronger MagSafe magnets. So yes, a lot of stuff to delve into, as I said, and so without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe, click that notification for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so of course I have to disclaim a few things before I delve into the leaks. Number one, the source of all this incredible info is Max Weinbach. And yes, I know he's an incredibly good Android leaker. He knows everything there is to know about Samsung phones for the next decade or so. But when it comes to Apple stuff, he's not so reliable. He has an accuracy rating of 67%. So yeah, pretty middling stuff to say the least. But also, as someone who is a huge nerd who has no life and just researches iPhone leaks 24/7 because that is my idea of fun, I can tell you for a fact that over the years, one thing is always the same about iPhone leak cycles, and that is a lot of the leaks we get in the first half of the year always seem a little too good to be true. In fact, I remember vividly with the iPhone 12, a lot of leaks saying 120Hz was confirmed around this time of the year, and then of course, later in the year, they said 120Hz isn't really that confirmed. So yeah, take this information with a grain of salt. I'm assuming a lot of what I'm going to delve into will probably be unconfirmed by the time we get to the September release date, of course, later this year. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk about the first upgrade, and that is the ultra-wide on the iPhone 13. So this corroborates with a leak I delved into in a previous video, which of course you can check out in the iCard above, but Min-Chi Kuo also told us that the ultra-wide should be getting better, and the list of upgrades that both Max and Min-Chi Kuo give us are pretty similar. And those upgrades are a new 6-element lens instead of the 5-element lens we have now, and a wider aperture, so you should get better low light capabilities with the ultra-wide. Now I'll be honest, yes, I know the ultra-wide is fun to use, but the issue is the ultra-wide is so much softer than the main sensor, and so the disparity in quality is huge, and it kind of puts you off from using it. And so I'm hoping Apple can fix this in future iterations of the ultra-wide, and hopefully these few changes coming to the iPhone 13 could be a first step towards that improvement. Now the other upgrades are more software focused, and that is a portrait video mode and an astrophotography mode. So weirdly enough, portrait video was something for the iPhone 12 apparently, because I remember hearing leaks about how LiDAR's big feature would be portrait video, but for some weird reason we didn't see it, and so I think Apple's postponed it for the iPhone 13. But of course, since it apparently relies on the LiDAR scanner, I think that means it will be a pro feature this year, unless of course we get LiDAR across the whole range, much like some leaks have suggested in the past. That would be pretty cool because portrait video is something a lot of Android phones have had, and they look pretty cool, but there are of course limitations to that feature using AI and software, and so having hardware like LiDAR to sense depth of field will improve this feature massively, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how much better Apple's implementation really is. Talking about features Apple's blatantly copying from the competition, let's delve into the astrophotography mode. So this seems to be the craze within the Android world, and I have no bloody clue why, because I don't think consumers need their phones to take high-res pictures of the moon. I'm pretty sure nobody needs that, and so yeah, I don't really get what the fuss is all about. But either way, Apple needs to jump on the trends, and so yes, the iPhone 13 could come with its own astrophotography mode, which apparently won't be something you can manually toggle. Instead, much like night mode, it'll be something automatic, and so the iPhone will detect when it's being positioned in the sky, and then you can take many pictures of the stars and the moons. Seriously, who actually does this? Tell me in the comments below if you're one of the few out there actually taking pictures of the moon. Now, I do have an issue with the implementation of astrophotography mode on a lot of smartphones, and apparently Apple is heading that way, and that is using software to pretty much fake these images. So I'm completely fine with AI doing some work and of course enhancing the images slightly, but there's got to be a balance, and when manufacturers are claiming a camera on a phone this tiny could produce images of the moon in such crispy detail, that just triggers me, because obviously it's fake, they're faking it, they're obviously using AI to enhance the image, and I'm not a big fan of that. I think they should be more realistic in terms of what the camera produces, and if they are adamant on giving us software trickery and trying to make us believe that a smartphone can take pictures of the moon in such detail, then at least let us disable the mode, because I'm assuming not everybody wants fake images of the moon on their phone. So yeah, little rant over, but I'm hoping Apple takes the more realistic approach when it comes to astrophotography mode. Anyways, enough of the cameras, let's now delve into the next big feature on the iPhone 13, something I've been wanting for years, and that is an always-on display. Right, so this is another feature we've had on Android phones for quite literally years, but anyways, the LTPO technology in the iPhone 13 for the 120Hz ProMotion display can also be used for an always-on display feature too. And if the LTPO word sounds a little familiar, it's because the Apple Watch also uses this tech to, of course, have its own always-on display too. So the iPhone 13 should have a very similar implementation to that. Now, Max goes on to say the always-on display will have minimal customizability, which makes sense. Apple was never really one to give us as many options as possible. And also it's mentioned that it should be essentially a toned down lock screen. So you have the clock, the battery percentage, the date, and then a bar below it shows you the notifications. Now, I don't really care about Apple not letting us customize it. I just want the feature because it's incredibly useful. I was someone who, of course, had it on 24/7 on my Android phone because I loved being able to glance and look at the time or look at the notifications without having to pick up and actually touch my device. Now, for those saying, oh no, is this going to ruin my battery health, or oh my god, is this going to burn my AMOLED display? Well, no, it won't, because of course the LTPO tech means that number one, it will be refreshing 1 Hz at a time, and so it's going to be really, really battery efficient, but also, much like we've seen on Samsung phones, I'm assuming the actual text will move occasionally, so if you leave this on 24/7, the software should probably prevent any cases of burn-in. Right, so we have 2 final tidbits, things I think not so many people care about, but either way, let's delve into it, and that begins with an improved matte back. So if there's one thing I hate about using a peasant iPhone every year, it's the glossy back. The glossy back isn't that great, and I felt the pros in the hand, and let me tell you guys, they are so good. They feel so good. They feel so premium. I love the texture, and apparently it could be getting even better on the iPhone 13, which is kind of hard to believe. So apparently the matte back on the iPhone 13 will be more in line with the Pixel phones and should have extra grip. Now, unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to stroke those new Pixel phones personally, but have heard they're pretty good, and so I'm happy that Apple is improving this. Though I do wonder, why does Apple even bother changing the matte back? Because I'm assuming a lot of customers probably will throw a case on their phones as soon as they get one, so yeah, I don't really see the point in investing R&D into making the matte back slightly more grippy. But of course, for the iPhone enthusiasts like us, we will notice this upgrade, and so yes, I am happy that Apple is enhancing the matte back. Just bring it to the peasant iPhones too, because I don't want to pay £1,000 just for a matte back. Anyways, the last piece of info about the iPhone 13 in this report is stronger MagSafe magnets. So I used MagSafe briefly on my iPhone 12, and yeah, it was a pretty bad experience because it overheated very easily. But of course, another way of using MagSafe is for accessories, and I was thinking of getting the wallet, but after I saw the videos and how easily it fell off, I was put off and just returned it. And so yes, If Apple could fix this with the iPhone 13, I would gladly buy the MagSafe wallet thingy. I just need it to stay on my phone because, of course, if the MagSafe wallet gets lost and then someone gets a hold of my life savings on my card, which is like £2, but still, £2 can buy you many things. So yes, I need stronger magnets. Give it to me, Tim. Don't make me lose my life savings. They are very precious to me. Jokes aside, that's pretty much everything we're getting with the iPhone 13 supposedly, but tell me in the comments below, which upgrade are you looking forward to the most? For me, it has to be that always on display. It's something I've always wanted, but of course let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click that notification for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out a video here in the icon above about the iPad Pro getting chunkier. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.